Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Casual Conversation with GNA.
Hello.
So, you want to talk about or talk a little bit about why we've absent?
Um, so yeah, we've been absent because of
Family reasons?
some current situations. Um, that I mean, we just felt like we couldn't, do a podcast for a while, but we are back.
We are back. And so, one of the reasons why we decided to come back and talk about this topic was because of our, situation with our family. So, we had somebody very close to us pass away, and it was a difficult time and
It's
very,
still difficult.
it's still
It
difficult. I kind
is.
of try to see it as, they're still there. She's still there. She was one of our aunts, very close aunt
Mm-hmm.
to us, which, we're very close to all of our family. But it's been very difficult. I feel like grieving is different for everybody. Um,
For sure.
and like for me personally, it just hits me in like moments here and there. I think about it and then I remember things and then that just spurs emotions and so it's kind of it's sad, um, shocking. Um, Sometimes I feel like, like it's not real, it didn't happen, it was all a bad dream. But I feel like I said, everybody grieves differently. So how do you want to share
Yeah,
about you?
I feel like um for sure it was very difficult situation. It still is because I still miss her every day. And I feel like I try to keep myself occupied because if I think about it, it'll just make me more sad. So but and that's why we felt like we couldn't do a podcast for a while.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I personally missed doing the podcasts.
Mhm.
I felt like it kept us productive.
Yeah, and some it's nice to kind of share, your feelings with people. So, um, I appreciate everybody that's been adding to our channel or our
Yeah.
podcast and shares information and tries to be supportive. So we appreciate that. I know that a lot of us recently in the last year have gone through a difficult time. A lot of us know people that have passed on, whether that be it naturally or just the whole pandemic situation. So this is why we wanted to kind of talk about death and, how different cultures view it.
Yeah.
But if you have any like, you know, traditions or cultures on how yourself or your family, um, you know, take death or perspective on death, we would love to hear it. But yeah, you have anything else to
Yeah, I
share?
just felt like it seemed like a right topic to come back to. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I don't know if that made any
I
sense.
know it's a little sad, a little less energy than usual.
Yeah.
But we're here. We want to be here. We want to, interact a little bit with people. So here we are.
Yeah, so this is where we're at.
Okay. So
So,
Eileen's gonna start with some. Is it history?
yeah, just I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
history. So,
Okay.
it's mostly the information. I feel like it's mostly going to be about, how different cultures, or I guess you could say like, spiritual slash religious beliefs, um, what they, how they deal with the whole like death or just afterlife in general. So it's going to be kind of like informative. So to start off, we know that there is a diversity of beliefs And major religions are in accord with one teaching, which is humans are immortal and their spirit comes from a divine world and may eventually return there. So a lot of them kind of agree
Definitely
on that.
what we believe.
Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of what we want to talk about, and like to get into like the very beginning of the situation, or at least what we know to be the beginning. Homo sapiens species, right? So we'll be starting off with them and how they what their how they conducted their burial rituals. So they buried their dead with care and consideration, and they also included food, weapons, and various other personal belongings with the body. So I mean that's interesting, no?
That's yeah.
Yeah, like you know, yeah, so that I feel like that's the interesting thing about, like, every culture is different. So next up, the Neanderthal species um also placed food, stone implements, and decorative shells and bones in the graves with their deceased, which were often covered with a red pigment. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
So, I mean, they went that far back? Like, that's crazy how they know that, you know?
Yeah. And so it is presumed that the placement of these items beside the dead indicated that death is not the end, right? So that's kind of like, because if you think about it, you're gonna it's almost like you're preparing them for something, right?
Like a crossover.
Yeah, when you're including food,
But even
weapons,
like,
and
yeah,
personal
because even
belongings.
like the Egyptians,
Yeah, I know, and that's, I really wanted to include the Egyptians. I felt like
it wasn't included.
no. I know I really should have included them, that they're a big one.
But that's, the Egyptians, because that was like a big, I loved the Egyptian history growing up in school. They would teach us about how they would bury their dead and all that. And it's very um, symbolic to them.
Yeah.
Like they would build like the pyramids as tombs. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, the way that they would they had an embalming process, right? To where they would like anoint the body with some type of preservative from way back when, and like try to like put organs in like these containers, yeah, and put them next to them. So they had all these interesting like ways of how they would you know bury their loved ones or bury the important people, I guess, like the pharaohs and the high up people. And these beautiful, I mean, to me they were beautiful, like sarcophagus, like
Mhm.
you know so I feel like that's crazy. And they're still finding, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
And um so yeah, like the whole wrapping, right? They would do the wrapping.
Yeah, they would like mummify them in a way.
Yeah, and then also wouldn't they bury them with like valuables? Like
Gold.
yeah, things
Yeah.
like that. Okay, yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, so like interesting, it's like
Yeah.
different for everybody. I wish I would have included that, because I would have definitely wanted to get more into detail with that.
Mm-hmm.
But my apologies. So yeah, back to these these the first men, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So the belief was that the member of the tribe or clan who was no longer among the living still required nourishment, clothing, and protection to journey safely into the other kind of existence beyond the grave. Somehow there was some part of the person that still survived death. And by the explanations of what they would bury them with, it seemed that way. They were like kind of sending them off to the next life.
Mm-hmm.
Like somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was in the end for them. So
Which is true, because I feel like even now, people prepare bodies. They like sometimes we'll even put stuff of value or things that belong to the person
yeah.
that were of meaning. Um, But even like, so like what you were saying for the Egyptians, the gold that they would leave around their tomb was for them to kind of like buy their passage into the afterlife.
Interesting.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
They have like, we should talk about that.
I know. I would want more information on that.
And the pyramid and the Sphinx.
Yes. Yes, we should just do one on that. That'd be very interesting. So now we're gonna kind of get into like religious points of view, right? On death, funeral, afterlife, all that. So first runner up.
So I kind of want us to talk about a little bit what we feel personally before we get
into this?
Yeah, okay. Because it's like, so, you know, what's important to you?
Like, what do you mean by that? It's like, what do you mean?
Like for, you know, like the afterlife or to get ready to pass on. Like, what do you think our belief system is?
Oh, like if I was in that situation or like close to that situation, I feel like what would be important for me would be like to make sure I didn't leave anything unsaid, you know? Like I feel like that'd be important, that everybody knew how I felt.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I feel like that would be important. That's probably the most important one. I can't think of anything else.
Right.
Yeah, I can.
So yeah, because for us, like our experiences with death, right, has always been, you know, like family members that passed on, you know, they having, you know, the celebration, the ceremonies, the funerals, the viewings, the you know, the burials, all that. It's kind of like it prepares you to say goodbye to a person, you know, and so I feel like it's always difficult, you know, and it's something that nobody likes to talk about, especially like, you know, us is our culture, like we kind of don't want to think about it. We're like, no, let's not think about that. That's crazy.
But I mean, it's all agreed that, you know, everyone agrees it's gonna happen, you know, it's something inevitable. So it should be talked about.
Yeah. So Eileen's gonna get into like the what it means, how do different cultures perceive death.
Yeah, and
right?
more specifically like each religion.
Okay.
You know, so first runner up, Catholics, right? So here we go. So they do believe in an afterlife, heaven, hell, or purgatory, right? So so that would be the good, bad, and limbo.
But you know, I want to kind of talk about that because we are
Catholic. That's us.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us.
When it comes to like hell, it's not like, oh, you sinned, you're going to hell. You know, like I don't feel like it's like that. I feel like it's to the like you get so many chances to like save your soul from going to hell, right? Like that's not what's intended to happen. It's not an easy portal or easy access.
Yeah, like
hey,
easy to get to.
You said a bad word and you if you said a bad word before you died, you're straight up going there. Like no. I feel like it's more of like you throughout your life, what have you done? You know, what kind of person are you? Do you feel bad? Do you have those you know, like what is it called? Like, do you have the morals? Do you have like guilt about doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, right? I also feel I don't know. I just feel like on based on our faith, it's hard to go to hell.
Yeah, I feel so too.
Like it's not.
I feel like you would.
And I feel like people think that it's like, oh, you know, with Catholicism, anything will send you to hell. Like no, it's not like that.
I feel like it would have to do with just your like your free will, like you wanting to make that choice to be there.
True.
Because you didn't want to like do anything to help yourself.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but I think it would be difficult to get to, a difficult place. I almost think of it like that movie, right, with Robin Williams.
What dreams may become?
Yeah, what dreams may become, how he goes through those different levels.
And he goes through like a purgatory. So that's a perfect movie if you want to know what like death is, how we perceive it. except for the reincarnation part. We don't, as Catholics, we don't believe in that. We believe that, our body just rests and then God, you know,
Yeah, but
eventually takes you.
I feel like, the different levels, I feel like that's like a good way. Like it was definitely difficult for him to get to that bottom level,
Yeah.
like to get all the way over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you would have to put in effort,
Yeah.
to like get yourself there.
Like you really want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, getting more into it at the time of death, it's possible that they may ask a priest to pray with the sick person or administer sacrament of anointment of the sick. So that's like a sacrament before you pass, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like getting prepared for death.
Yeah.
And so a priest can kind of help you, with if you have something to like ask for forgiveness for, if you haven't had the sacraments, or if you haven't had the Eucharist, that's the opportunity when you receive it. And so that's basically what they're for, to help you get ready to move on.
Yeah. So funeral, this is kind of how it goes. So first, vigil of the deceased. So this description is oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Hi.
Hello, Bigfoot. Is it
Anon?
Anon. Yeah. Yeah, we would love to have you.
Yeah, that'd be great. So it's described as truly a time to laugh, cry, remember, and pray. So a time to rejoice in all that the person was and is, and can truly be a healing time for those who are hurting. So time for prayer, and also like I guess some people call it awake.
Awake, yeah.
Yeah, where you can sometimes it'll happen at a funeral home as well, right? Where they'll have like the body there for everyone to be able to
everybody to view.
Yeah, so that's that. And then after that, a requiem mass. So it's a mass that's offered for the repose of the soul of the deceased person. A great thank you to God who created us, died for us, and who is also calling each of us back to himself. So I felt like that was a great description. So, and last, rite of committal. So here, this usually happens like cemetery, and the community commits the body to its resting place in hopes that the deceased awaits the glory of the resurrection and is an expression of the communion that exists between the church on earth and the church in heaven. So I feel like it's pretty organized.
Yeah, it is organized. It sounds like
and
it,
it's very like I feel like it's a community effort, like it's you really caring about this person, and
yeah, I think so, because I think that if
for them,
definitely, like, you would want people to have respect for your body, be able to say goodbye. I think it's all a tradition. A lot of it is tradition. A lot of it is how you feel towards someone, like people that say, like, I want to, I don't know, like, I want to be buried. Some people want to be buried. Some people want, it just depends on what you want. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know. You want to get into the next one?
Okay, so the next one we're gonna be talking about Christians, non-denominational.
Yeah.
Some have denominations.
Yeah.
So we just want to be respectful towards everybody, but they believe in life after death for everyone. So that can mean anything. So I mean, well, it's pretty basic. So pretty much what they mean is like when you pass on, you automatically will go to heaven. Okay.
Yeah.
The soul lives on eternally after death, and the church minister may offer comfort. They trust that they will go to heaven and be with God. Hey,
Hi,
hello, Dark Waters.
Waters.
Okay, so we were at
you finished.
be with
God.
Okay, so then the next one is you.
No, it's still like just a little bit more.
Sorry.
So
Eileen did the research, so I'm just trying to
yeah. So assistance at the time of death, right? That's kind of what they offer.
So yeah, the minister will help.
Yeah.
Will ask, you know, people if they need help, or you know, kind of be there for like support, which is awesome.
Yeah, and
I think that's great.
You know, the traditional, you know, casket ceremony and buried or cremated. That's part of their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to get into the next one, or
no? You go ahead.
Okay, so next up, Buddhist. So with them, it's the belief of rebirth, right? So the goal to escape the cycle of death and rebirth, and attain a state of perfect peace. So what I'm thinking, hopefully I'm not mistaken, but I think that it's like rebirth until you kind of realize what your purpose in life is, right? And that would, I feel like that would be the state of peace.
Yeah, that
where
makes sense.
where you finally, like, maybe if you had like some karmatic lesson you needed to learn, and you keep, you know,
you keep reliving until you learn your lesson.
You really learn it, and
That's
then
interesting.
and then you reach that like we mentioned.
But you know what's interesting about that though, about like reincarnation, right? How there's been so many, like time and time again, there's been a lot of people that can remember like life after death, right? Or their past life. Usually they say usually they say that the younger, like the children are the ones that remember the most about their past life, because they're so much closer to the beginning, right? Rather than an older person. And so like with that, once a child remembers it vividly, they also remember how they died, right? They remember family members. They can tell you names of people that they knew from their past life. And after like they've done research, they found that those people were real, that this person actually did die the way that they perceive it, or the way that they say they did, which is pretty interesting, to me. Like, if you think about it, it's like, what other explanation is there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that some people may remember past lives. It's possible that, could it be a coincidence? Could it be something that they stumbled upon? But like children is what like makes it harder to say, oh, this person researched it and now they're like trying to like scam people, So I don't know. I've seen documentaries on that. That's crazy. And it's like they've gone, like this little boy, they took him to where he says he was from, and which was like a little island, right? That it wasn't popular at all. And he took like his parents and he said, oh, that's where I lived. That's where my parents lived. And they were able to find information on who lived there. And what he was saying was accurate. So I find that very interesting.
Yeah, I mean
everything is possible.
Yeah, situations like that are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, for them, at the time of death, monks may be present to lead chanting of Buddhist scriptures, and essence is lit in the room after death, and cremation is preferred. So moving on to Hindu. So belief in reincarnation, circular pattern of life and death. So for them, you got,
is it kind of like the same as like the Buddhist belief?
I'm thinking, I think. And then family bathes and dresses body in white traditional Indian clothing, and cremation is preferred within 24 hours of death. Body may not be left alone until cremated.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's interesting, like how everything's different traditionally.
Yeah.
Or maybe just culturally. I'm not sure, but interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would love somebody to be with me at all times.
Yeah, that'd be cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Judaism, belief that death is a part of life, part of God's plan. Afterlife views vary within denominations, so it's just going to
because they have denominations as well. Yeah,
it's going to depend, Orthodox, Reform, or Conservative. I guess they'll have different views on afterlife and what that means. And at the time of death, the rabbi may be called and for comfort and prayer.
Okay.
Right? And then all autopsies and embalming is forbidden, and open caskets are not permitted. And so the funeral has to be burial as soon after death, like as soon as possible. And Shiva, which is a candle that's lit to mark 7 days of mourning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like traditions as well.
Yeah, like traditions. Right. And then so Islam belief in afterlife is the soul continues to exist after death. There are daily prayers. After death, the body should face Mecca, or the east. Body to be prepared by a person of the same gender, preferably Muslim. Grief counseling often not accepted, and embalming and cremation are not permitted.
Wow, they're very strict.
Yeah, so that was, you know, the religious ones, and now just like unique funeral rituals. You want to get into those, bro?
Sure. So people, I mean, like people, I don't know if you've seen, there's been like
there's all kinds of things
people
that go
like
on.
be doing like some interesting stuff. Like I remember I saw a video of like a guy that they dressed him up and they just sat him there and he looked like he was alive.
Yeah.
But he was like dead and they just had him there.
Yeah.
Which was pretty like creepy in a way. I don't know, kind of interesting. But also they have like so like in there's this New Orleans one that we read on that they used to have jazz funerals. I don't think they have that anymore. Maybe they do. I don't know if you guys know. Let us know. But yeah, they would play like music, like sad music, and then once the person was buried, then they would kind of like play
something
something more upbeat. Yeah. And then also like burial beads in South Korea where they like cremate the body and they put them in little beads, right?
I think so.
And it's kind of like something that you can take home. Or fantasy coffins in Ghana. What is that?
I think they just get creative with the coffins because I think one of them was...
Oh, yeah, I've seen that where they make like different, like they make the coffins into whatever you want it to look like.
Yeah, I think one of them that we saw was like a dragon, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so different, you know?
So you want to talk about the grief?
Yeah. I mean, so like we mentioned before, that, you know, just grief, everyone experiences it differently.
Yeah.
Right? Definitely. And I just thought like that was like just important to share because I mean we're kind of talking about like, you know, death and funerals and all this.
Mm-hmm.
So and then yeah, so everyone experiences differently, which leads to like how everyone deals with their trauma, right? I mean, sometimes it may be traumatic, more traumatic for others, right? And it's really how they cope with it, right?
Yeah.
And how they deal with it. But I think that for us personally, it's good that we have our family.
Yeah, kind of like, definitely. And that's something else that you know, that now that you brought that up, because for us recently with our aunt that passed away, it was hard. It was hard. But we're a big family and we're all very united, very supportive, and it helped, you know, it helped for all of us to be together and kind of share and talk about her and her legacy and what, you know, she meant to us, what she did to make us a better person, you know, because she kind of took on the grandma role for us. She's the oldest one, the oldest sister from our mom's side. So
and she was honestly
she's a great, you know, when people pass away, usually people say, oh, they were such a great person. Yeah. You know, nobody's gonna say, oh, they were anything negative. Yeah. But truly, like,
she was
genuine person, sweet.
She was literally both a blessing and a gift to us all.
Yeah.
She really was. So
just like grandma.
Yeah, you know, like after our grandma passed, she was our grandma, and you know, after she passed, it literally felt like we lost our grandma for the second time.
Yeah.
So it was difficult because I mean we definitely loved her, and like I said, she was a gift to us, and she was
Yeah.
always kind, and she was always there for us, and she was the best. So,
Yeah.
but having experienced this with our family, I felt like we were all kind of experiencing the same thing at the same time. So it kind of made it easier to talk to each other about how we felt because we were all feeling the same way, you know?
Yeah. And it was nice because we all got together, we all spent time together and it helped with our grieving.
Yeah.
Also like the hard part was when we weren't together.
Yeah,
We would
that's when
all
it got hard and it
yeah,
hit
we
us
would go home
harder.
and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is real." Like it just
Yeah.
happened and you get time to think and then you start
Yeah,
your
because it hits you.
reality starts to hit you a little bit. So, yeah, like we kind of wanted to just, talk about this, you know, um, what this
Topic.
topic today because,
Yeah.
we've experienced that recently and it
And
was
I mean, honestly, we felt like we had to talk about it because we couldn't, it's not something you can just push to the side.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I know we've done other afterlife podcasts on, like things
Yeah.
on what happens after you die. I mean, there's been so many people that like shared experiences of them dying and coming back and having these extraordinary stories. That they crossed over to the other side and they were able to see God and meet God. Children that have gone through the same thing that say, I met a man, who said was God. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, there's been
Yeah.
also people that say that they've gone to hell and they've seen things in
Yeah.
hell, or people maybe that they know, which is pretty interesting.
Thank you so
Hi,
much,
Dulce.
Dulce. We appreciate it.
And so yeah, it's definitely there's something supernatural that happens. Um, and it's kind of cool to think about in a way if it is happening, if it is something that once you die, you meet your maker and then you go into heaven and that's that,
Yeah.
and you live happy. But also people that haven't had any experiences, that say, I passed for a little bit and then came back and um oh, I know we should have done it on StreamYard.
Uh,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
man.
because I know Dulce says because StreamYard, I think it only gives us like a limited amount of like hours.
Okay.
So I don't know, a
Yeah.
month or
Oh,
something like that. But yeah, but we'll definitely have you on. Um, yeah, but I think it's interesting.
yeah. I mean, if you could feel free to share your
Yeah, if you've had any like near
yeah,
death experiences
you can
or
go ahead and comment and we can go ahead and read it, kind
yeah,
of like work that way.
but I think it's definitely interesting. I
Yeah.
personally think, that when we pass, you do get like I don't know, like judged. You get to kind
Yeah,
of
like what did you do with your life?
yeah.
Yeah, I think about that a lot because, like with this current
What's your report
situation.
card, man?
Yeah, yeah, with this current situation, I was thinking about that, on how like, if what you do is how you end up living your life, and I was thinking like, um, if you're a good person, you reach your life's mission and then you go, because you understood the assignment, you understood what, life was, your purpose in life, and you go off to better things, which is
Yeah.
true, and if you don't, you're still here, needing to learn that lesson. And I feel like that's what makes your lifespan long and, difficult at times.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And sometimes, yeah, I mean, it could be difficult and there could be like a lot of pain involved, and it's probably because you need to learn, there's maybe a lesson you need to learn,
Yeah.
so there's that. And that's why we kind of wanted to get into the historical cultural meaning on afterlife.
Yeah, because it could be different for everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
some people might think, hey, you just go to sleep and that's it. You
Yeah,
know, you
and
don't remember anything.
honestly,
You're blank. Everything's dark.
yeah, and that's honestly why, like, I kind of thought about this because, I was on TikTok, when am I not? And I was like I like, ran across this Larry King interview where he was, I don't know what the other lad's name, I forgot who he was interviewing, but they were talking about life after death. And he asked him, like, oh, what do you think happens? And the other guy was like, oh, well, you go into nothing, like
Yeah.
you die and then nothing happens. But um and then that's when Larry, I don't know which one was saying, but they're like, you go into nothing, but for how long do you go into nothing? You know what I mean? Like, can you be in nothing forever? Because that kind of doesn't seem like that would be the case. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought that was interesting, understanding kind of what it means and what it is, which is definitely different for everyone.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Everyone
it
has a
is.
different opinion.
Like Dulce Pavelina said.
Okay, let's.
You want to read it?
Okay, all I know is that I have seen ghosts and shadows, but about people dying and seeing their ghost, I don't think I had that experience. But I do truly believe that we reincarnate to another human. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that say that they see right before they die, they see loved ones, they see
Yeah.
things that aren't even there. That happened to us with our grandma, where she would see people that have passed on.
Yeah.
She would feel things on her body, and she would say, take him off of me. I mean, is that the conscious mind? Is that like a portal, maybe to another, like the veil is thin, is what they
Yeah,
say,
yeah, it gets thin and
where
then
you can like go in and out into like the veil. I mean, I don't know. Like it's interesting to think about. I mean, I definitely, if I was in that situation, I would definitely want somebody to help me cross over. Max
interest.
Meyer says to go into the heart and not the light. That's cool. I mean, what do you think about that?
I don't know. Then that's interesting.
Like going into the heart and not the mind. I mean, not the light, sorry. Yeah, I mean, definitely. And like I said, like different people believe different things. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Micah. Um, I mean, yeah, but it's definitely interesting. I mean, I was scared when grandma used to say things like that. She would say, like, there's a
Yeah.
little girl next to you, or, I
Yeah.
see somebody, like one of her family members, that would try to like come, I guess, visit her and things like that. So I think that definitely. And then even after, like, let's say they've passed on, people have dreams about them. They come
Yeah.
say goodbye, or maybe they couldn't see somebody they really love, so they come through. They
Yeah.
want to
It kind
like
of.
use energy, get energy from somewhere, and try to like say goodbye, or to talk to somebody.
Yeah. I
Tell you
mean,
something. Um,
all kinds of things go on. Even like those boxes that you talk about.
oh, the spirit
Yeah,
boxes.
where they communicate with people too. I
Yeah.
mean, there's all kinds of numerous things that go on.
So Dulce is saying, I do recall when I was taking care of Bella, my patient, and she died of cancer in a facility. I heard her the next day riding her wheelchair, but I told her to go in peace and follow the light. That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Wow. And I
I
believe
think there's a lot of spirituality that happens. There's like,
yeah, because I believe that Dulce had mentioned before that her patient had also seen I think it was her mother.
that came to her,
Yeah, her
came for
mother and
her.
sister, if I'm not mistaken, who had also she had seen before she passed. So I think that maybe sometimes people who have passed kind of come in to help ease the process for the person who's about to pass, because
Yeah, because
there
that's
might
scary,
be,
man.
yeah, there might be
Think about it.
confusion there where you don't know what's going on,
Like,
right?
I'm too young. I don't want to go, or you're just not ready.
But like
I don't think anybody's ever
yeah,
ready. I don't think you.
even if you prepared, I don't think you would be
I
ready.
mean, there's been like monks who do. They're
Oh,
like, hey, I'm
that's
ready.
yeah.
You know. I don't know. Like it's definitely like
But like, how would you be feeling is the thing, like if you see, you're in that situation and you're seeing somebody who has passed away,
I
like
know, but I feel
what would
like
be
you're not consciously like, oh, that person passed away. I feel like your brain doesn't make that connection to where like,
yeah,
oh, that's
that's
a somebody that's passed
yeah,
away. I think that you kind of like regress to your memories and say, oh, maybe it
like
was
you
all a
just
dream.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
possibility where it just feels surreal,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's a
And then like
possibility.
they say that consciousness kind of stays with you
Yeah,
so many
right.
hours after you've died, which is pretty
So
interesting.
what do you think that means? You think that like
I think that your brain still has some sort of activity.
so like even if you've passed, you feel like you would still be able to, like, okay, if somebody passed, let's say, you feel like you'd still be able to like talk to them, they'd be able to tell you what they hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't,
That'd be interesting.
I I
I
don't
wonder
know.
if they would be, you know what I
I
mean?
wanted
If
it because
consciousness.
with our aunt that passed away, her daughter kind of we did the because for us um
We were
in
doing
our
some prayers, right?
Catholicism we do the rosary the novena, which is a novenario for 9 days to help them pass on and to to basically to wherever they're going, right? To
Yeah.
if whether that be and if they are in purgatory to help them cross over to heaven. Um, and we were doing the prayers at and the last day she kind of told us that she had a dream that she called her, and she
Yeah.
said, I had a dream. I was in my dream, and my cell phone rang, and I answered, and it was my mom, and she usually called her Chula, right? She
Yeah.
said, "Hi, Chula, how are you?" And so she said that her mom said, "Oh," that she told her, "Oh, hi, mom, how are you?" And her mom just said, "Hey, I'm fine," And then she
Yeah.
said she woke up, and she said it was almost like she was there, and she heard her
Mhm.
voice in her ear, and I thought that was awesome. I thought that was so beautiful, for you
Yeah.
to after somebody that you love has passed on, and for them to make contact like that
Yeah.
to let you know that
So
they're
it kind of makes you
okay,
feel reassured that,
right? Even if it's like let's say it's not real, right? It's not a real it's not the reality of it. It still gives you a peace of mind. It still helps you with your grieving process.
yeah.
But what if it is real? What if they're
Yeah.
they're gathering some sort of energy or kind of given access to real life, like to
Oh, like, yeah, I
yeah
see what you're
yeah,
saying.
you know what I
Like,
mean, like
yeah,
so
like they're kind of granted access to, like,
to their family
yeah.
to say their goodbyes or kind of visit before they leave. So that's kind
Yeah.
of, I mean, I would love to do that.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be
I would
cool.
love to be able to come through and say what's up to everybody.
Especially if you didn't get a chance to say goodbye.
Yeah.
That would be nice, definitely.
Yeah, Micah said that children go to heaven automatically. I believe that.
Yeah, I think
I
so
mean, they're
too.
pure, they're innocent,
Yeah.
of course, like I believe that to be real, to be true. Um Thank you, Dark Waters, for all the
Yeah,
love
thank
and
you.
support. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but so this is one of the reasons why we kind of wanted to talk about it. Um,
Because I mean, it's no one really knows, so it's kind of mysterious, right? Like,
yeah, it's the unknown.
yeah, the
Paranormal.
unknown.
I would categorize it paranormal.
And it's always something that's gonna be something that people are always gonna be interested in.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that there isn't enough information.
Yeah, and also because we had an uncle that passed away as well. This was it the same year?
Last year?
Last year.
Yeah, a year prior.
And so his wife said that he came,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
And
you know what? He was a good friend of my dad. And he actually, my dad said that, he was sleeping and he felt like he patted him on his shoulder.
yeah, because my
And
dad and him were pretty
yeah,
close.
they were pretty close. And my dad said that, he kind of felt like it was him because he would do that when he would come and visit him. So just, it's interesting stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
And it
interesting
was
stuff.
crazy how you can make that connection, like, oh, that's something this person used to do. Maybe what if it's just your conscious, like your mentality, maybe like you're making yourself believe that it's them.
Yeah.
You think that's possible?
I don't know. I feel like it'll depend on everybody, no?
Yeah.
Like what everybody thinks.
I mean, I would like for it to be true. I would, I would
Yeah.
want to know that they're safe and they're okay on the other side. So, and if they need prayer, man, to let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll gladly pray. I mean, that's what we do anyway. So, Jeff Claw said there is a ghost hunting museum on Charleston if you are not Catholic. So, what do you mean? Like, they'll scare us if we are not Catholic? Or they'll scare us if we are?
A ghost hunting museum?
Oh, it's ghost hunting. So you go ghost hunting at the museum? That's interesting.
Ghost hunting museum. That's interesting.
I don't know if I would want to go ghost hunting. That's scary.
You guys are making me want to watch Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that was a good movie. But I don't know. I don't think I would want to go ghost hunting.
Yeah,
Jeff.
that's what I was about to ask you.
That
if
would be.
You would do
yeah,
that.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I know. I feel like that would be too intense.
I like the paranormal. I like to hear the stories. I just don't. I don't know if I'm ready to go ghost hunting.
Yeah, I mean, when we did that little thing on the hotel, remember the
When we
haunted
went
hotel?
to which one?
The Padre, the haunted hotel.
Oh, we did the haunted hotel. We did the Padre. That was pretty scary.
Yeah,
and we didn't even try to go ghost hunting. That was just informative.
Yeah, we just went on information,
and it freaked us out.
And then they showed us.
Oh yeah, the Zach Bagans Museum. Yes, I've heard of that. No, I'm okay. I don't want to go there. Yeah, he has a lot of like objects that were from different high rated haunted places. I know that one of what's his name? He's a celebrity. What's his name?
Oh, Post Malone?
Post Malone. I know that he went and he kind of like, I guess there's this Pandora box, I guess they call it. That's everybody that's had it, like something bad happens to them. And so I know that he went and he kind of interacted, and he went in there with the owner and looked at the box, and then he got into like an accident.
Oh, wow.
I know that there's like a few dolls. Yeah. A few dolls, like haunted dolls that, can cause things to happen to you if you don't like show your respects. I know. Yeah, I've heard of it. I actually know someone that went and they said that it was the energy there was pretty intense. So yeah, I don't think I would go.
Yeah, I feel like.
Have you gone though, Jeff? I want to know.
Yeah, let us know if you've gone.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Yeah.
See, like, and that's the thing with me. I like all the paranormal stuff. I'm just not down with.
But you're not hands-on.
I'm not a hands-on man.
Yeah.
I don't even like to watch like the movies like The Conjuring and all those possession movies. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
We've seen a movie, The Fourth Kind?
Oh man, I cannot. The Fourth Kind, that thing is scary.
Oh, that's expensive. $50 for the tour at the Zach Bagans Museum. That's expensive. I'd rather go to the M Casino and just go to the buffet, the Sunday morning brunch buffet.
Because it is in Vegas. Oh, Charleston.
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Oh, that's what I was like. Is it Charleston in Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah. No. See, yeah. So we watched that movie, The Fourth Kind. Yeah. I watched it a while back. And I told her about it, and she watched it. Definitely, I was like, "No, there's that movie.
Yeah, I was like,
to me personally, it felt like that movie had like
energy,
negative energy. Yeah,
yeah, that.
So movie I was like, "No, I'm not doing it."
Yeah, I can't. I'm a scary cat.
Yeah, have you guys seen that movie? If anybody's seen it or seen a movie that you feel has negative energy,
like the scariest movie you've seen.
That's crazy.
But yeah, ghost hunting. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like even like the spirit boxes where you kind of like, because I follow somebody on YouTube that does the spirit box sessions, and some of them, like, it's crazy because some of them sound like the actual person that passed away, because he does a lot of celebrities. He's done a lot of like, highly requested people, and the people that talk through the spirit box actually sound like that person.
Yeah.
Like it's creepy, dude. I was like, is this even, should I even be listening to this? Like, am I
Yeah, like,
calling upon evil?
oh wow.
That's crazy. No. Many directors use witchcraft, so that's not a surprise. Yeah.
So that's why there's like energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh man, I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Scary stuff.
The spirit, we were talking about the spirit box.
Oh yeah. I remember now that like even that little recording that you heard about like when like somebody drowning, right?
Oh, the EVP. So
Yeah.
there's spirit box sessions, right? So that's like a little a radio type thing that you can, ghosts can talk through, or people that has passed on, they can talk through the little, it's like a little radio box that uses radio frequencies to kind of be able to like transfer the whatever messages they want to say. The EVP is a recording that you could even use your phone to record EVPs. And so basically, you just go walk around like a building with your phone on record and you can ask questions. But usually, EVPs, you can't hear them like with, like, just, your regular, like with your ears. You can't hear it. It usually just only shows up in the recordings.
That's interesting, huh?
So, yeah. And so I remember there was a video or an EVP that I heard that's called The Child Drowning. If you guys haven't heard it, you guys can look it up on YouTube. It's the Child Drowning EVP. And I think they left the EVP recorder in the, I think it was like an old abandoned insane asylum or something. And they put it in there, and then the next day when they came out to pick it up, that's what it caught, which is pretty crazy because you can hear like an actual child talking in a bath, and there's somebody with the child, and then you hear like the voice of a deeper voice, and then you can hear like a struggle. It's like really crazy. So when I heard it, it gave me chills. I was like, I don't even know if this is evil. Maybe I should just be like praying. And so, but yeah, that it was crazy. It was
Yeah.
scary. So, yeah, $200 for a flashlight ghost tour. Wow. Nah, I'm
Would you do
good.
that, or would you rather do the one in San Diego? The remember how they had
They
the
have one in San Diego, the ghost
they
tours.
yeah, with the bus, remember?
Yeah, it's like a
Night
ghost tour.
tours.
And they go to the Whaley House. So we did do a podcast on the Whaley House. If anybody is interested in that one, that one's all in San Diego. That one was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We didn't go in there, but we were outside of it. Yeah. So, anyways, I think we're gonna end it here.
I think that was
If anybody else wants to share anything, let us know. And if you've had any experiences, like after death experiences or near death experiences, Warlike posts all those odd ghost sounds for the M Cave.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna
Oh,
go ahead and listen.
I've heard about that. The that came from the Russians dig the whole I saw that, and the sounds were like intense. Remember I sent it to you?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like screaming.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's scary.
And then it melted, right? Like it sounded like melting. So
I don't know, man. I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like everything freaks me out, but I'm always prayed up. I'm good. Try to like keep the bad GBs away. But yeah. So, and I just wanted to kind of let you guys know. We are doing some interviews. We're actually actively searching for people. If anybody wants to be interviewed, we can talk about any like topic, or if you are passionate about something and you want to share, please let us know. Send us a message.
Yeah.
And so we can get you on our podcast and kind of just talk. So funny. Look at the little The little bucket.
That's
Sorry.
funny.
But yeah, so just let us know. Send us a comment on our YouTube page or on our, comment on the video.
Yeah.
If you're interested in being interviewed or having just a casual
Yeah,
conversation on
talk.
something.
Yeah, you're welcome to join.
Yeah, let us know. And that's all we have for you guys today. And I hope you enjoy this chat. And hopefully we'll see you guys on the next podcast, on the next conversation.
Yeah, thank you for joining us and have
and thank you
yourselves a
for
good
the
weekend.
likes.
Yeah,
We
thank you for
appreciate the likes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend and stay safe. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.